What if I told you that a 5-second change on your landing page can triple the amount of inquiries that you get with the landing page? Most people never figure this out, but I will show you in this video how you can do it. I will also go beyond the typical textbook recommendations on how to optimize the conversion rate of a landing page. And I also show you some of my secrets that I discovered in the past recent years. Hi, I'm Fabian Buengers, and when I started and built my first website, I think it was around 10 years ago, it converted absolutely horrible. After I built my first page, I created some further pages that also did not convert. So if you currently have a landing page or a website that does not convert, believe me, I've been there and I will help you to make them convert. Nowadays, all my websites have a conversion rate of at least 6%. Some of them actually up to 20%. So what is the first thing that a person sees when they go onto a landing page? It is the first main header with the first headline. At least if you have a first headline, believe it or not, I see websites daily that don't even have a first headline. The main header and the first headline is a little bit similar to the concept of a first impression. So for example, if you meet a new person, you shake hands, you look them in the eyes, then the first impression decides if you want to continue engaging with that person or not. And it's the same concept for the first headline and the first header of a website. If the first headline is well crafted, then this can decide if the person engages on the website and stays on the website or not. So how can we write a headline that convinces the website or landing page visitor to stay on the page and to engage with the page? It's simple. We state the result that the person is ultimately looking for. So let's say you have a landing page about sleep coaching. So there's a high likelihood that people who go onto the landing page are looking for the result of sleep. They want to sleep better, or they can't sleep and they want to sleep again. Then a first heading could be, we help you to sleep again, or we help you to sleep and feel rested again. Or you have, for example, a software as a service offer, which is redirected to business owners and is supposed to increase the productivity. Then an example headline could be, we increase the productivity of your business by 20%. Taking the result as a first headline does two main things. The first thing is that it confirms that the website visitor has come to the right place. And the second point is that it sparks curiosity. Because now that you claim to be able to get them the result that they're looking for, they are also interested in how you do that, what kind of method you use, how much it costs, what the time frame is, etc., etc. But the first headline is not enough. There's more, the subheadline. So the subheadline adds more context to the first headline. So for example, in the subheadline, you could talk about, or you could highlight the method that you're using to get the result. You could state the approximate time frame that it takes to get the result, and you could highlight one or two of the main benefits that are provided by you as the service provider. So an example, when we go back to the sleep coaching example, could be, with our ultimate sleep digger method, and this is, by the way, totally made up right now, you can sleep again within 9 days and feel motivated and energized to start the day. Okay, so what kind of elements do we have in the subheadline now? Well, the first element is that we have the specific method, and the naming of the method sparks curiosity in itself, because like, what is this sleep digger method? What does it entail? What is it about? Second of all, we have the time frame in the subheadline, how much it takes or how long it takes until we get the result. And third of all, we have the main benefit that people will experience when they book the service in there, which is to feel motivated and energized. When we go back to the software as a service example, then a subheadline could be, with our software as a service solution, we increase your team's productivity within only 14 days, and you can thereby replace a full month's salary of an employee of yours. The structure is literally the same. So we have the method that is being used, so software as a service. We have the time frame it takes to get the result, and we have the main benefit, which is basically you are able to save yourself a full month's salary of one of your employees. I guess you have not noticed yet, but in the way we formulated the first headline and the subheadline, there's another secret method. So instead of focusing the landing page and the content on the landing page around yourself, your business, your services, we focus it around your potential customer and your potential client. And I will give you more context and examples of this after the next important point that increases the conversion rate of your landing pages drastically. In textbooks, you will always read adding social proof to a landing page or a website increases its conversion rate. This is correct. However, it's lacking a lot of context. Here are 2 reviews. Both of them have 5 stars. My question would be, can you tell which one drives more conversions? It's this one. Reasons are, the review centers around the result achieved and the emotions involved in achieving that result. This feels way more truthful and engaging for the person who then ultimately reads the review. Also, really avoid buying reviews, faking reviews, or writing reviews yourself. This is basically bad for 2 reasons. The first reason is, if you do the reviews on Google, Google will detect if you buy fake reviews or write fake reviews, and they will punish you for that. And if you have Google as an enemy, this is really bad, not only for the conversion rate of your landing pages and websites, but also for all other things, for example, like SEO measures or similar. And second of all, people are not stupid. They will detect, even sometimes subconsciously, if the review that is in front of them is fake. And this basically leads to them not trusting you, perhaps also telling their friends about what they experienced, which will then double and triple and quadruple punish you. I have this little bonus trick that I want to tell you about, and it happened with one of my customers for another business of mine. So I was asking him for a review, and he said, yes, of course, sure, I will give you a review, no problem. I will put 5 stars and I'll write amazing stuff about you, blah, blah, blah. So I said, okay, cool, nice. And I waited a couple of days, and then I received a mail, and the mail was stating, hey, you got a new review, 1 star. And I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? Like, how did I get a 1-star review? And I was like panicking. And I saw that the review was of that one customer that I just talked about. And what have happened is, like, he wrote all this amazing stuff about how we work together, how nice the results were that we achieved, but somehow he misclicked, and instead of giving 5 stars, he gave me 1 star. And then I thought, okay, what can I do about this? I have a 1-star review, but the 1-star review only talks about good stuff and what kind of positive results we generated together. So I thought in my mind, well, what is the first thing that people do when they try to check out reviews? I mean, I can talk about myself. For example, if I go to a restaurant and I see different reviews, the first thing that I do, maybe I'm a pessimist, I don't know, but I filter based on 1-star reviews, and then I read through the 1-star reviews. So I thought, okay, what if I just leave the 1-star review in place? Because like all people, or this way I can ensure that all people who go to the profile and they see there's one review with 1 star, there's 100% likelihood that they will read through this review. So I left the 1-star review in place, and I also checked the analytics, and most of the people actually filtered by 1 star. They read through the 1-star review, and then they thought like, what the hell? Why is that 1 star? Because the review was only talking about positive stuff. So if you use this kind of method or this kind of way to purposefully tell a client, hey, write a 1-star review, but write all the good stuff that you think about our cooperation in there. This way you can somehow ensure that all people who go to your profile will read this 1-star review. Here are 2 ways how you can get the right social proof. You can guide people on what to write. Obviously, you should not tell them exactly what to write, or in the worst case, write the text yourself and send it to them, but you can broadly tell them, hey, it would be amazing if in your review you could mention the result that we achieved together. Another way how to get the right social proof is if you use the services of your clients or customers yourself and you write an extraordinary review about them. Then you take that review, you make a screenshot of it, and you send this testimonial or this review to your clients. This basically triggers a psychological effect which is called reciprocity. So they feel the urge after receiving your testimonial or your review to write you a review as well. You can even state that after the screenshot that you send to them. You can say, hey, hey, I just reviewed your services, I would be very happy if you could leave me a review as well. Remember when I said earlier you should center the landing page mainly around your clients and customers instead of yourself and your business? Let's dig into that point and let me give you some examples and more context to that. So the most crucial mistakes that at least 90% of the websites and landing pages out there are making, they only talk about themselves. Just do a simple test right now. Open up 5 websites or landing pages of service providers, go through the page and count how often they use the word we. Then also go through the website again and count how often they use the word you. To put it straightforward, nobody gives a damn about the we parts. People are selfish, they care about themselves. So if they go into a landing page, they want to read about their problems, their goals, and what they are getting. They are really not interested in what you all achieved, how great your business are, what kind of awards you won, etc. etc. Therefore, you make a landing page or a website way more converting if you center it around the problems, the goals, the results that your potential clients are getting, and if you just focus on replacing the we's and the we sentences with you and you sentences. In some cases, using we's is good and should be done. So for example, if you have a headline or a phrase on the landing page that says, we offer 24/7 support, so whenever you have a problem, you get immediate help. So did you notice what we did? We started with we, but then we stated a benefit that you, so the person visiting the page, will get. In those cases, we's are okay, but if you just write the we's in the sense of, hey, we are so great, we are a 5-star award receiving company, then this shouldn't be done. Maybe as a bonus tip, you can have a dedicated section on your page where you are allowed to talk about yourself, the achievements that you made, etc. etc. Just don't put this section as a first section. I personally, for my landing pages and websites, always put it in the bottom half of the page. The next important thing, how you can increase the conversion rate of your lead generation landing pages, are how you use call to action. And call to actions can be, for example, the buttons that you see on landing pages. Call to actions should be PSS, precise, selling, sane. Precise means instead of saying, hey, contact us, so button says contact us, use talk to a lawyer right now. Because contacting means different things to different people, whatever. And the us part also means different things for different people. Us could mean a customer representative. Us could in fact mean a lawyer. Us could also mean talk to the owner or the CEO directly. So the more precise you are with respect to the text in the call to actions, the higher the likelihood that people click on it, because they 100% have the certainty what will happen if they click on the button. Vice versa, if people don't know what exactly happens if they click on the button, they are uncertain and they are less likely to click on it. Let's talk about what selling means. Let's pick the exact same example. So we have contact us as a call to action button, and we also have get a custom price estimate. If you compare those two call to actions, then if I click on the get a custom price estimate button, then I will be rewarded for the action that I take. While if I compare that to contact us, I get rewarded nothing. In fact, I have to do something because I not only have to click, but I also somehow have to contact them. So there's a higher likelihood if you promise and sell something to people, what they get when they click on the button, that people actually click on the button. So you're basically selling and promising something to people. If they click on the button, they are rewarded with getting a custom price estimate. This obviously increases the likelihood of people clicking on the button. Same means using the same call to action button throughout the entire landing page. There are actually studies that showed that if people are given 2 different options as a button on landing pages, the general likelihood of clicking either one of the buttons decrease. So simply by the fact that people have the choice of clicking on the first button or the second button, they didn't click at all. So this means, in turn, if you are designing your landing page and you're thinking about the call to action button, and you have one that is promising and convincing, then use this one singular call to action button throughout the entire page without adding another button. Also, as a bonus tip, if you are designing your call to action buttons, then use a contrasting color. So for example, if your website or landing page is generally in black, then use white as a contrasting color to make those call to action buttons stand out. Or for example, if you have a mainly blue page, then for example use yellow for the call to action button to really make them pop out so that people see, okay, that's the button that I have to click on to get the result that they claim to be able to get me. About, in general, the whole coloring and design of a website, there's a whole kind of psychology behind what colors to select, where to put certain colors, what kind of contrast ratios to use, but this will go beyond the scope of this video, so I will make a completely separate video about this. Using phrases like client-centered, professional, or digital are a no-brainer for increasing the conversion rate of a landing page, right? Wrong. The more non-saying phrases you use on a landing page or a website, the more your conversion rate will suffer. Think about it. What does professional really mean? What kind of mental image is generated when you think about this expression? What do you think of? But what if I say, if you send us a quick WhatsApp with your rental agreement attached, we will send you an optimized and edited version of this rental agreement back. Does that illustrate what happens when people send the WhatsApp message? Is there any way that this statement can be interpreted in a wrongful way? So scan through the entire landing page, and whenever you see buzzwords or non-saying phrases, then there should be like a mental horn going off in your brain, and then try to replace those non-saying phrases by by the words or the phrases or the things that you really want to get across. If we take an example and say you have the phrase client focused on your landing page, then think about what does client focused specifically when we talk about your offer or what you want to get across really mean. So you could, for example, say instead of client focused, hey, send us a WhatsApp, and within 5 minutes you get a text message back with the answer or the solution to your problem. Obviously, you can also shorten those sentences to make them more precise and more concise, but this is the general approach that you should take. Scan through the entire page. Whenever you see a buzzword or a non-saying phrase, think about what you really want to get across, and then replace this buzzword or non-saying phrase with this core message. The last tip for this video, and a really important one, is to optimize your landing page for mobile, and there's more to that statement, which I will tell you about in a second. I mean, we are living in the 21st century, AI is on the rise, everything is kind of automated and everything is digital, and I still see websites out there that are not mobile optimized. Let me give you a fact. 70 to 90% of all the website and landing page traffic is coming from mobile. So why the heck would you spend 80 to 90% of your time optimizing a landing page or a website for desktop if all the traffic is coming from mobile? It should be the exact other way around. This means every font size should be easily readable. This means for paragraphs on your landing page, use at least a font size of 16 pixels, put elements that belong to each other together and put them, for example, in an outlined box, or put some color behind it so that people are visually aided and know, okay, those elements belong to each other. Pay attention to the order of elements, because sometimes those get mixed up when changing from desktop to mobile view. Optimize your images and videos specifically for mobile. In fact, sometimes it makes sense to specifically use different videos and images for mobile if you compare it to desktop. You always have to think about how people open up your landing page on your website. Nowadays, many of them are on the go while they do it, and they only have mobile internet. So if you have a video in the main header which is 100 megabits in size, then chances are that this video will not load on the phone when they are on mobile internet, and chances are they don't see it. So it makes sense if you have the mobile version of your landing page to specifically select images and videos with Potentially lower resolution, lower file size, but specifically for mobile. And number 5, make the content, the texts and the elements on your website or your landing page easily digestible for people. Nowadays, nobody is motivated to read through 25 lines of paragraph and block text. In fact, I think nobody was ever motivated to do that, but keep them precise and easily digestible. If you have paragraphs, try to keep them short. I'm talking about 3 to 5 lines max before you put a paragraph, and then continue with the next kind of text element. If you found some of the points helpful mentioned in this video, also feel free to check out the other videos. That's it for this video. I hope it helped. Bye.